this video, we'll be discussing the recent struggles of tech giant Intel, which has faced considerable investor suspicion following a nearly 50% drop in its share price. Don't miss out on these critical updates and watch this video till the end. Intel's future in jeopardy. Stock price decline and consecutive losses raise concerns. Investors are skeptical about the company's future performance due to Intel's stock price decline of nearly 50% over the past year. According to benchmarks analysts, Intel has encountered the most suffering in areas under its control. Intel's first quarter report for 2023 revealed a loss of $687 million, surpassing the record set in the fourth quarter of 2017. It was the first loss in consecutive quarters since 2009. The company's R&D and merger expenses decreased by 11% year over year, totaling $5.4 billion compared to $6.1 billion for the same period in the prior year. In addition, the gross profit margin decreased to 34.2% in the first quarter, a decrease of 50.4% from the same period last year. Intel anticipates an adjusted gross margin greater than 40% for the year's second half. Intel's revenue and strategy for 2023 second quarter. Intel's CFO has stated that the corporation places a premium on prudent financial management in order to maximize profits. To get their IDM 2.0 destination, they are also putting in a lot of effort to develop their business strategy and create their own foundry. The business expects sales of $11.5 billion to $12.5 billion and a gross profit margin of roughly 33.2% in the second quarter of 2023. The reported quarterly diluted loss per share was $0.62. Intel's gross margins expected to recover in H2 2023. An analyst at Summit Insights believes that Intel's gross margins will recover in the second half of 2023 due to factory underutilization and a reduction in new product startup costs. The revenue of Intel's client computing group in the first quarter was $5.8 billion, even though the payment of Intel's primary business departments fell by 30% year over year, and the foundry business income was weak. According to IDC statistics, despite a 38% year over year decline, this figure was higher than the anticipated $4.9 billion. In addition, Intel still holds a substantial proportion of the personal computer market, even though PC shipments decreased by 29% year over year in the first quarter of 2023. Since server CPUs are essential for the operation of the internet, Intel's advantage in the market for server processors has allowed it to avoid the effects of fluctuations in its PC business. Intel loses market share to competitors in laptop chips. Chips for laptops are a central component of the enterprise network system that is more expensive and generates greater profits. However, Intel has ceded market share to AMD and Amazon Web Services competitors. Intel executives have stated that external consumers have supplanted internal efforts. The demand for server and network enterprises has slowed but has yet to reach its lowest point. IFS Business Department revenue in the first quarter was $108 million, representing a decrease of 24% year over year and a decrease of 63% month over month for the foundry business. The company also provides server processors for data centers and artificial intelligence, with the DCAI business unit generating $3.7 billion in revenue in the first quarter, a 39% decrease year over year and a continuance of the trend from the previous quarter. Intel CEO discusses the company's solid first quarter results and transformation progress. In a conference call with investors, Intel CEO Kissinger shared that the server market saw a 33% year-over-year decline in the first quarter of 2023. Despite this, he remains optimistic about the company's future, citing the 16% year-over-year growth in Mobile Eye business unit revenue and solid first quarter results. Kissinger also discusses the company data center roadmap and expresses his confidence in the IDM 2.0 process and chip manufacturing foundry business. He anticipates these efforts will enable the company to take advantage of the next $1 trillion market opportunity and occupy a place in the data center business. However, the CEO remains cautious about the macroeconomic outlook, but he expects the PC market to stabilize as inventories increase. Overall, Intel is making steady progress in its transformation. Intel speeds up shipment of data center processors amidst delays and competition. Intel has sped up the shipment of data center processors, specifically Sapphire Rapids wafers, which had been delayed for over a year. This delay has enabled competitors like AMD and its partners to take market share from Intel, as evidenced by Forrester Research's subpar performance data. Intel's future hinges on the technology purchases of businesses over the next few quarters, as the company anticipates a gradual increase in technology expenditure. Intel continues to work toward its objective of 5 nodes within 4 years. In addition, the company is increasing wafer production for its client computing business unit's Meteor Lake products, which are anticipated to launch in the second half of 2023. In addition, Intel's data center and AI business divisions have introduced the 4th generation Intel XEON scalable processors, including the Sapphire Rapids variant. Intel's heterogeneous hardware accelerates real-world workloads. Heterogeneous hardware from Intel accelerates real-world workloads, including AI. To democratize AI, the business wants an open and safe ecosystem. The department will distribute this technology later this year. Intel's Emerald Rapids 5th generation Xeon scalable processors will arrive in the first half of 2024. Clearwater Forest will replace Sierra Forest around 2025. An intergenerational agreement between Intel Foundry Services business unit and ARM allows chip designers to construct low-power system-on-chips using Intel 18A technologies. According to the most advanced U.S. Department of Defense, Intel is 6 quarters ahead of schedule for heterogeneous integration and delivery to BAE Systems. Packaging Program's initial multi-die package prototypes show client commitment. The Intel Corporation Customer Computing Business Unit announced the 13th generation Intel Core Mobile CPU series and the world's fastest laptop chip, the first 24-core processor. Intel anticipates strong sales with 270 million units in 2023. According to recent estimates, Intel is bullish about its future, expecting to sell 270 million devices this year and 300 million in the future. Their shipment will exceed 2022 levels. The Networking and Edge business unit also released their 4th generation Intel Xeon scalable processors, and Mobileye is growing faster than the automotive end market. They exceeded market forecasts with record first quarter sales. Intel still suffered its most significant loss and is anticipated to lose money in the second quarter. Due to high inventory, low demand, and market share erosion, they've lowered their gross profit margin estimates. Intel CEO Kissinger is pushing new manufacturing methods to reclaim market supremacy. It's expensive, but if successful, it will bloom and give fruit until 2025. And that completes our video for today. We hope you enjoyed learning the struggles of Intel. Do you think their methods are effective? Tell us in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Tech Bros for more content such as this.